that's being offered by Microsoft. And like I said, to enjoy most of the features on this Power BI software as a service, as Power BI service, it's a paid subscription. So we might not really do much or talk about it here because it's paid. But what you really need to do with Power BI, everything you need to do, aside from the publish, that is when you want to share with other people, you are sharing across the network and all of that, you'll be able to do on your Power BI desktop. We also talked about what we'd see in the interface. That is what we have on our left plane here. That is the report view. That is this view you can see here. The data, which are all your data you can find here. And also our models, model view. Spoke about that. We also spoke about the menu, where you have all the tools also you can use. That is from the home button, where you can get your data, you can transform, you can add things, you can create measures. We talked about modeling, the insert button, where you can add new things, pictures, images, text box, Q&A. Talk about the modeling, where you can add your new tables, okay, and manage relationships, which we did yesterday also. And then view, where you can sort of create a sort of customized visual for your Power BI. Okay, how you want your Power BI to look, change the theme and the appearance, look and feel basically. Okay, and also if you need some other tabs that you might need to see in your Power BI. So, and it also has the help button where you can get support. You can do a little bit of search and if you have any queries, it can also help you do that. So we did that yesterday. We also did some transformations yesterday. I believe we all remember what I said, that this is the transformation button where it brings you to Power Query, and then you can do transformation on your data sets if needed. If not needed, you might not need to do any transformation, but you might need to change a particular data type. You might need to be able to add some particular you might need to add a new row, a new column. You might need to maybe remove some things. Okay, you can see here, you can remove columns. You can choose a column to edit and all of that. So this is your Power Query, where you do all of your transformations in Power BI, which we'll still do some further transformations as the lecture goes on. But basically, at least we did some transformation yesterday. We changed this data type from, we moved this column. I think I can remember that. Let me do this. Yes, so we changed this yesterday. We had column 1 and column 2, which wasn't the headers for this column. We wanted to get the correct headers. So we used this function here that says use first row as header, and then we moved it. And I remember saying that there are times when you need to create a transformation in Power BI, and you'd have to, the Power BI will give you a prompt that you should either create a new step or replace the old one. I said it's better for you to create a new step, because creating a new step would allow you go back if you needed to go back. Maybe you made a wrong transformation, you wanted to see what you've been doing. Okay, it's always advisable for you to create a new step. If you do the replace the step, you won't be able to create it. You need to go back. There's no undo button for that. Okay. So today's class, just like yesterday, won't take much of it, because there's Power BI isn't that much of a difficult tool to use. That's the sincere truth about it. It's quite very simple. The basic, if you understand the basic of Power BI, it's easy for you to build on. Okay, but the basic is what we're going to go through. We're going to go through it as precise as possible and not take too much of our time. So today we are going to create our first report. Okay, so we're going to create our first report today. The data sets we are using. So like every analysis, you need to understand your data. You need to understand what kind of data you're working with. Sorry, also I sent the data set very late yesterday. I was held up at the airport for over 7 hours yesterday. After the class yesterday, I was at the airport actually when I was taking the class. So my flight got delayed and I was very, I was tired. But at least I think everybody has gotten the data set. Have you had a chance to look at it?
Yes, sir.
So please, can someone give us what they understand on the data set? What did you see? So just one person, just tell us if you had a look at it and then do you understand the data set before we even start to create the report?
Okay. It was tables of information about restaurants, people, consumers, their IDs, their location. So that's what I saw.
Okay.
And then I tried to change the data as like longitude, latitude, to change it to date, time zone.
And were you successful in your attempt?
Yes.
Okay. Can anyone tell us what you understand with that on that data about that data set? Any other person? Thank you very much for your contribution. Any other person? Hello. Hello. Can any other person tell us what if any other person has checked the data set and tell us what they understand?
Good morning, sir. Yeah, well, I wasn't really able to like check into details like that. I only downloaded it. It was first like a zip file, but it got downloaded, and I just could see the headings. That's all. I've not been able to really do anything with it, sir.
Okay. So, okay, thank you very much. The data set basically is on restaurant ratings, what customers feel about restaurants. Basically, that's just what the data set is speaking to. It's talking about customer ratings, how customers rate each restaurant in a particular area. So let's open the file. So let me open them so that I would have a look at them. Okay. So this is the first table, okay, in our data set. So this is the first table. Can we all see this sheet?
I can see it.
Okay. I hope everyone can see this sheet.
Yes.
Okay, good. So this is a customer profile table. So basically, the customer profile table is telling us the story of the customer. Basically, you have the customer's ID, the customer's city, okay, the state, the country, the person's precise location, that's longitude and latitude, Is the customer a smoker? Okay. What kind of drinking level the person has? How the person got to the restaurant? Okay. Is the person married? Does the person have children? What's the person's age? What's the person's occupation? And what's the person's budget? Okay. That is what this table speaks to. This is the customer's profile. Okay. So let's look at customer's preference table. Okay, so this is the customer's preference table. Okay, so customer's preference definitely just saying that what does the customer prefer, basically. So you can see the customer's ID again. We have customer's ID here. Okay, what kind of cuisine does the person like? So you can see customer 1. This first customer here likes American cuisines. This is customer 4. Okay, excuse me. So you can see customer 4 likes a variety of cuisines, about over 8, I think, different cuisines that the person likes. Okay, so basically, what has this person been ordering in these various restaurants? What does this customer come to order? Okay, so let's check the restaurants. Okay, so here now we have restaurants that these customers have visited, or restaurants in that particular area where the data is being collected. So you can see you have your restaurant ID, restaurant name, what city the restaurant is in, the state, the country, the zip code, longitude and latitude. Do they serve alcohol? Do they allow people to smoke? What are their prices? Do they have a franchise? Are they opened? Okay. Then do they have parking spaces? This is the restaurant's profile. Okay. So now let's check the other tables. Then let's see what we can deduce from this data. Okay. Restaurants cuisines. Remember, we checked earlier. We just checked customer preferences. So now we're now seeing the restaurants they're cuisine. What do those restaurants serve? What do they have? So you can see we have restaurant ID. We have the cuisines also. Okay. So each restaurant specific ID and what cuisine do they serve in that restaurant? Okay. Definitely, if your restaurant is serving American cuisine now and I like Mexican, or a particular customer, definitely that customer is not going to go there. Okay, so that's basically what this table is telling us. I think the last table is the ratings. Yes. So this is our last table telling us what ratings these customers have given the restaurants. Okay, so you can see customer ID, restaurant ID, overall rating, food rating, service rating. Okay, so the last table now is telling us these customers that I've seen and these restaurants, based on this, there's a rating system going on. They want to know how well these restaurants are performing, how their customer service is, what kind of food do they serve. Is their food actually good? Okay, and what is actually the overall rating people will give them on other things. So basically, with these 5 tables we have now, okay, we can see that there's a customers table that tells us the customer story, the customer's identity. This is this person where this person stays. Okay. Then we have a customer preference table that speaks to what does this customer like. Okay. Then we have a restaurant table that says this is where this restaurant is. These are the things that they offer. Okay. We can see that even in the customers table, let me go back to the customers table. Let me go back to the customers table. Customers table. Where's customers table? Okay, this is customers table. So this customers table now, okay, we can see there's a customer ID. Okay. we can see there's longitude and latitude, there's location. They even put if the customer smokes, the person's drinking level, does the person drink? Okay, how did the person get there? Now, let's come here now and check our restaurant profile table. Hope we all can see my screen.
I'm seeing your screen.
Okay. So now
Yes, I can see your screen.
our restaurant table now has something else that makes it identical. It has the city, the state, that's longitude and latitude. It also tells us if they serve alcohol and if they let people smoke, okay, and has parking. Okay, so when you're looking at your data set, okay, especially when you're talking about relational data, that's why it's called relational data. You're looking at what each of those data sets have in common that you can use to create your join, that you can use to create your relation. So now, our customers table has a column if the person drinks. So definitely, we are not expecting, just an assumption now, that a particular customer drinks. Definitely, the person might not want to come to any of these restaurants that doesn't serve alcohol. Okay, a particular customer smokes. Definitely, the person will not want to come to any restaurant that doesn't allow people to smoke. Okay, a particular customer has a car. Okay, he'd most likely be biased to get the place that has parking. Okay, because public parking might involve you having to pay some token or not even park close to the restaurant. Okay, but if they have their own parking, you know you're going to park free. But if the person doesn't have a car or anything, might not be bothered with that. Okay, so that's all about understanding your data. Now, you also have to process your data, like I said. Okay, now we can see that zip code, okay, in this our restaurant table, it's not every of the restaurants that the zip codes have been placed. Okay, majority of them are actually missing. So it's now up to you. Do you need zip code for your data? If you need the zip code, you might have to do some further investigations to get these restaurants wherever it is that they're located and impute their zip codes. Okay, which if it's for a large data set, might be a bit troublesome and take a whole lot of the time. Or if you feel you don't need the zip codes, okay, you might just do away with the column as a whole. Okay, so you have to look at your data and check out the missing values. Look at your data physically, not even in the system right now. Look at the Excel spreadsheet you have been given. Look at the SQL table that you have been given. Look at it. Just check around physically. Just look at it at a glance and say, okay, what is this data? What can I get from this data? What's this data trying to speak? Because sometimes as a data analyst, yes, your work is to help business drive their decision. They can come and tell you that they want to see a particular thing. Okay, we want to see how well our restaurant is being rated. Okay, but sometimes you just get the data dumped on your lap and they tell you, please give us something, give us insights from this data. So you're the one that is now going to look at it, at your data, and bring out insights without the business being involved in the first step. So it's whatever data you now bring, and I'll say, okay, can we see this? Okay, our restaurants, we have 4 chains of restaurants. What we have right now is just a general gloss. Can we see restaurants in Mexico, how well they are doing? Okay, or the restaurants in America, how well they are doing? So as a data analyst, sometimes you don't have the business to give you the first nudge. You have to be the one to create that nudge yourself. Okay, so let's go back to Power BI. So now we are in Power BI. Let me reduce this. Okay, so like I said yesterday, Power BI has this wonderful thing it does, that it can also read your data. Immediately you bring a data into it, Power BI will automatically find the relationship in your data sets and just plot it for you without you going through any stress, okay? It will create your model for you. But there are times when Power BI doesn't do that because of maybe it's not able to read your data, or maybe there are too many variables that are similar and doesn't know which exact one to pick and doesn't just want to go through that route of giving you the wrong thing. And it's also always advisable that sometimes what Power BI will pick might not be what you want to pick. So it's always advisable, even after Power BI has picked your model, okay, for you, you go to Power BI, go back to your model view and look at what you currently have. Does this suit what I want to do? If it does, you go. So let's have a look at what we have here right now, okay? So our customers table was the first table we checked, okay? Customers profile table. Power BI linked this table with customers preference. Please, everybody mute your mic. Okay. So we have so the customers table, okay? The customers table is showing us the relationship we have with our customers preference table. And what is it picking? Remember yesterday I said you can just do a drag and drop, but even if you want to see what the relationships are, okay, just click on this, on the lines. It will tell you what it's been selected. So we can see the similarities here. It picked the customer ID from customer preference table and customer ID from the customer ID table. It has found the relationship for you and it has picked it. Now we have a ratings table. Customers definitely did the rating. Okay. It has come here again and it has picked the customer's ID from the customer's table and customer ID from customer for ratings table. Okay. Now let's come here. It has also picked from the ratings table. The ratings table contains restaurant ID and the restaurants table contains restaurant ID. So it has picked these two. Okay. And has seen the relationship. Okay. Then we can see that our restaurant cuisine table, okay, and our restaurant table, definitely they have similarity, restaurant ID and restaurant ID on both tables. Okay. It has picked the relationship across all the tables. Okay. And I said something yesterday. Power BI will show you the flow of what your relationships look like. So here now, we can see one and we can see the asterisk sign. So this means one to many. And you can see the direction. It's moving one to many. You can also have many to one. If you have a many to one relationship, this arrow will not be pointing to this place. It will point back here. Okay. Then we have many to many. That means you are going to see two asterisks. Power BI will tell you that. And if you want to know what your relationships are actually looking like, if you double click this line, okay, you can see it will highlight the two tables, the two columns that it's talking to. Okay. It has highlighted customer ID, and it has told you now that what kind of cross filter do you have? Do you have a single cross filter or you have both? That means you have double cross filter, but right for this, you need a single cross filter. Okay. You can see one to one, one to many, and then you have many to one. Okay. And one to many. Okay. So it's to pick. So we're on a many to one. Okay. And it's moving, direction is this way. So Power BI would always show you what direction your relationships are. Okay. If you want to see exactly what kind of relationship your data actually has, that's what's relating them. Okay. And that's picked. So our relationship model has already been created by Power BI, and I've walked us through exactly how that is being done. Okay, so are we all? So Are we all on the same page before we start creating our visuals, or are there any questions at this juncture? Hello? Hello?
No.
Are we all on the same page, or?
Yes.
Okay, good. So let's go ahead and create our first report. So as a data analyst, you're answering so many questions, so many, which from this report now is a customer's rating. So we can find
Hello.
out. Hello? Is someone asking a question?
Yeah, sure. I'm asking.
Okay, go ahead.
Me? Okay, great. I came in late, but I think I saw you. I think in SEO, I just wanted to know what was happening in SEO, and before we go on to the visualization.
Hello? I can't hear you properly.
Can you hear me well now?
Okay, yeah, that's a bit okay.
Okay, yeah. I said I came a bit late, and then I saw you in Excel. I just wanted to know what was happening there. Then we can go on with the visualization.
Okay, so I was just going through the data sets we are working with, okay? What each of the tables actually talks about. We have our customers table that is a customer profile table that speaks about the customer, okay? The customer ID, person's location, this person smoking or not, okay? And we also spoke about the customer preference table, talking about what each customer actually prefers to order, okay? Think about the ratings table where it talks about how customers have rated each of these restaurants based on their services and how their food is. We also talked about the restaurants themselves. Okay, where are they located? What are the facilities they have? Okay, what those tables actually show. And we also spoke about the restaurants are there. What cuisines do they actually offer? Okay, before we came and spoke about the models. What data model? How does Power BI work with data models? And if you were in the class yesterday, I mentioned that Power BI can automatically create your model for you. Okay, Power BI can, which is what exactly happened. Immediately I put in my data and did transformation, which we did yesterday also. Power BI has picked up what it sees as common factor within each of these tables, okay, and has created a model for me based on that. So when you already have your model, your relational model, you can now go into Power BI and create your reports that you intend to use, okay? Are we good?
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for the overview. Thank you so much.
So, like I said, one of the things about you being an analyst is that you're supposed to provide insights. Either the business gives you, or you're the one going to think of what insights best suits whatever data set you have. So, we're going to do some insights now. So, okay, so with everything we have now, let's bring out our table visual, okay, and let's come to our customers table, okay. So, would like to know, let's even first see how many customers we have. So our first column, these are all our customers, okay. Table will give you all your customers, okay. So let's see, what are their ages, okay. These are the customers, these are their ages.
Sorry, sir, your table is not centralized.
Hello?
Your table is not centralized. What you are working on, you can't see it centrally.
Okay, sorry about that. Let me move it to this.
Yes, it's fine now.
Okay. So we can see the age of the customers. Let's see if we have any one of them that is smoking. Okay. So this is a table that is showing the age of our customers. Today, what the customer ID, their age, and is the customer a smoking person? Okay, we have that. Okay. Let's check if the customer has a means of transportation. Mode of transportation has been put here. Now that's from our customer table. Remember, we're working with a relational database. So there are some other things we can do. Okay, so let's see what each customer likes. Okay, so we can see now that the table keeps populating. Okay, we have picked data from 2 tables right now. We can see this, the first 4 columns are from our customers table. And then our 5th column is from the customer preference table. But this looks kind of too ambiguous and not presentable. So we can do something like this. Let's remove our preference column, okay, and let's create a filter. So you just check out. You can bring a table back in, or now what we're going to do is I'm going to use this slicer. Okay, so you click your slicer and then you select the column you want. Okay, now we have the column we want. Let me shift this to the middle. Okay. Okay. Can everyone see my? Okay. So we have picked the slicer, we have selected the cuisines available. These are all the cuisines we have. But this still looks too long. So there's a button here. You can see select type of slicer. So you can create a drop down and adjust it. So let's create a drop down with that. Okay. Now we have this drop down. We're using a table now just to see a little bit of how very functional Power BI can be. So now I created a slicer. Now we want to see how many, okay, of our customers on this table, okay, on this our table I've created, actually enjoy American cuisines. Now, it will filter. Let me do something so that you'd appreciate it better. Let me add this column back here. Yeah. Good. Okay. You can see that now that the number has reduced. It has just picked this few. These are the people we have on this our customer list that take American cuisine. Now, there's an error here. Okay, this is actually Armenian. It's not an error. Okay. So these are the people that take American cuisines. We have created a filter. So one of the things you can do with Power BI is that you can create filters that, unlike in Excel, where you might actually need to create, if you are creating your dashboard in Excel, you might need to create a formula for your filter. Here, just drag and drop and pick your value, and Power BI will do it for you. Just that easy. You want to see the people that take Austrian cuisines. You can see you have someone. Okay, this person is 24 years old. Okay, the person is not a smoker, and his means of transportation is on foot. Okay, and he likes Austrian. Okay, whatever cuisines are available, we can see that right now. Okay, you can use any of the columns in your table for your filter based on what you are trying to see. Okay, you look at your table dynamically and say, okay, this is the data I tend to churn out. This is the filter I'm going to put in it. Okay, so let's get rid. No, don't let us get rid of the table because the table might still come in handy. Okay, let's create a bar chart. Okay, let's come back to our customers table. Let's pick our customer ID, and then let's pick our city. So yeah, this is one of the things I was planning to show you. So we can see everybody seems to come from what we have here right now. Okay, it's counting. No, sorry, I made a mistake. I count cities. Count it. Let me remove the cities. I'll put it on my X. Okay, no problems. So you have to know exactly where you are putting what actually. Just even though it's a drag and drop, because it's a system, it's a computer system, it's just going to, yeah, this is what I was trying to do. Okay, so, okay, now these are our customers per city. Power BI has automatically counted the number of customers we have, okay, for you per city. And now, this filter that is here right now, okay, is affecting this particular chart. And I'll prove that to you now. The maximum number we have for this particular city here, okay, is 86. Let's see if it should affect it. I didn't set it. Should be more, well, it's less than 86. Okay, why is it not? Okay, just hold, give me a minute. Let me set it. That means it's not an auto. I want it to show, I'll show you what a global filter would look like. I'm coming. Oh, sorry, please give me like a minute. I just want to attend to something. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, I know the problem. So, this. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to create a global filter and I don't know why it's only affecting one section of this. This guy. Okay, sorry about that. I think I know where the problem is. The one not happening so much about that. So I need to go back to the model. Okay. So Power BI, though it's very dynamic, you might need to adjust some things in your model. So I need to set this to both sides. I need it to filter. You need your filter to come on both sides. Okay, a cross-sectional filter that will be able to filter from table 1 to table 2. If you leave it on single, you might just be able to filter just one. So you're not able to do a proper global. So let me set everything. So you can see when I put it to global, you have this. The arrow was 1 before, but now it's telling you it can go both ways. Okay, so let's set everything. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. So city. Good. That was, sorry about, I made a mistake when I was setting up my model. So the model too is very important based on what you want to see. So remember I said this filter will affect this chart. So let me remove this Asian. Okay. Let me come to this table. I think I added something there. So this is what our data set actually looks like without any filter. Okay. This is the total number of customers we have in this San Luis. They are 86. We have in this Victoria, we have 25. We have in this one we have 22, and here we have 5. So our filter is now global. That means whatever it is that we select on this filter would affect everything in this our report. Okay. So come here and let's pick a particular cuisine, Canadian. Okay, we have just one person, okay, that takes Canadian. We can see the value here is 1, and that's so does the person's city. Okay, person is only have 1 person from this city. Okay, so that's one of the things you can do with the filters. You can create a global filter that would affect everything in your report. Okay, and as seamless as that. We can also add other things to it. So for example, okay, restaurants. Let's go to the restaurants table. Okay. Let's see, where's the restaurant name? Good. No. So this particular filter here now, let's add restaurants to it. Just add the restaurant name. Good. So we can see. Hello?
Please, the filter visualization and field at the right, are they always there by default?
This filter here, or this on the right?
Yes. Filter,
you,
visual and field.
Okay, please, just hold on. Were you in the class yesterday?
But I wasn't.
Okay, that's probably why.
Not very well.
So that's why I'm asking the question. Probably check yesterday's class, the video. I think they should have sent it by now. This is a default for you in Power BI. You always have these views on your right. I did a brief introduction again this morning, explaining what this toolbars here and what you find here and here. So maybe just check back with yesterday's class. I think I should have shared the video with you guys by now, so you see what we did yesterday when we did the introductory class of how the GUI of Power BI actually looks like. So let's continue. So now, okay, this particular customer now has gone to, hello?
Well, on that note, I just want to chip this in. Sorry for the interruption. The admin should kindly note sharing the class with us on time. That of last week, I had to request with no access.
All right, no problem. I would talk to them about that, please.
Thank you, sir.
So now, more information is coming up in our data, okay? We only have one customer, okay? The customer number has not changed. It's still this person. You can see the customer ID just duplicated. It's still the same person. It's still the same person, okay? The person still prefers Canadian dishes, but the person has gone to 4 restaurants. We can all see that, right? The person has gone to 4 different restaurants, ordering the same thing. Now, we are getting more insights on our table, okay? It's still the same customer. If we change our visual now, let's look for another, okay, let's see. Bar, if the person actually visited the bar. Okay, good. Person actually still visited the bar. Okay, no, these are another set of people. The same person, another person though, but the person has gone to the bar in 4 different restaurants. Okay, let's check on what another person likes. Let's go down fast foods. I'm trying to see if we can get a data set that even has multiple. Okay, maybe let's check on African dishes. Okay, why is it just moving? Okay, so okay, I think this one has multiple people. Okay, that's good. This was what I was trying to do. If we get a particular filter, so you can see this particular filter here now. Now you see the number here has changed. We now have 2. Okay, and we can see there are 2 customers, ID 1108 and ID 1135. Okay, they like Asian food and they've been to these restaurants. So you can use your filter to give you these insights. Okay, so rather than staring at this and trying to find out exactly what's happening, okay, and you're not okay, because this chart is not doing the justice for the count we want to see, even though it's telling us the city where the person is from, but it's not really doing so much justice to the count. There's something else you can do. So we have this filter here called card. Okay, so we can pick customers. Let's go to our customers table again. Pick customers ID. Okay. Now there are functions just like what you have in Excel, where you can do row count. You can do sum. Okay. So you can also do the same with Power BI without any code. You're not even going to write any equals to sum. No. So now we've selected the particular field, but it's just showing us the customer's ID. But what we're actually interested in is the count. We want to see the number of people, okay, that have done a particular action, people that are written. So here now, you can see it has told you what to look for. You want to see the first character, the last character. You can do a distinct count. That means you don't want a situation where you have, when you have duplicates, okay, you don't want it to count your duplicates. So if you say distinct count to give us 2. Okay, if we do count, it will still give us 2. Okay, because they're actually not duplicates. They are actually not duplicates. They are seeing them as 2 distinct entities. But in case where you have duplicates, it's always advisable to do distinct count so that it gives you the exact number of what you're looking at. It depends on what you're trying to achieve. If you're trying to get the exact figures, distinct counts will help when you have duplicates. If not, if you're just trying to get the whole total sum, you can leave distinct count and just go for counts. Okay. So now it's telling us that we have 2 customers, 2 people. So that's the count of customer ID is 2. Okay. If we remove our filter, this is the total number of customers we have. Okay. So let's keep adding variables. I'm using this table for now so that we'll see exactly how expansive and easy the drag and drop feature in Power BI actually is. So that's why I'm currently using this table. Okay. So let me just adjust this so that you see more. So let's go on. Let's go to the ratings. Okay. Let us see what each of these customers, okay, let's pick African dish. So now let's see what the customers actually gave them for their overall ratings. Okay, we can see they didn't rate these people well. It's 0. Let's see what they gave them. I'm sure that that's going to be 0 too. Okay, so they didn't actually get good ratings. Let's check another one. So, okay, we can see ratings now. We have gone to another table now. Okay, and all our data is being filtered and joined together without us writing any single line of formula. Nothing. You've not written a formula. All we've actually just been doing, okay, since we started this, is just drag and drop, drag and drop. We've not written any formula. Power BI has a formula part called DAX. We'll look at that too and see how well we can work with DAX. But so far, so good. We have not written any formula. We have never told it to sum anything for us. Okay, Power BI is doing the sum by itself. I click something here. Okay. So we have our count is 3. That's for people that prefer to go to the bar. Okay. And we can see the ratings that they gave them. The overall ratings is this. Okay. And we can see the sum of their service ratings. Okay. Let's see what they give them for food. Did they give them anything for food? They also did give them for food. And Power BI is automatically summing the ratings for you. See the total ratings that these customers have actually given these restaurants. Okay. So right now, highlighting this particular table, we can see we have, out of our 5 tables, we have 4 of our tables already having variables in this just one table, and all of them have been synced. They are all intact. We can see how the flow has actually been for all of them. Okay, so why this table now? These are our cuisines table right now. I don't want to, it will not really do much difference. Why I'm not adding this cuisines table is because we already have something that is talking about cuisines already, that is preferred cuisines. So if you click it, you most likely see the same thing because it's referring to what the customer ordered in the restaurant. Okay, so you also have to be careful of redundancies. Yes, you have all this data, but is it everything you need to use? Okay, so this is exactly how easily expansive Power BI can be. Okay, we have created charts. Okay, we have created a bar chart. We have created a card visual. We have created a table. Okay, from 4 different tables, and we have not written any line of formula or anything. We just did a drag and drop, just pick them. Okay, and as you can see on our filters pane here, it's okay, every item here, okay, that we have selected in this particular table, you can see they've all appeared here. And for the table visual, each visual you click, every item you're adding into the visual, you see it in the property pane. So if I click the bar chart, for example, okay, on our x-axis we have our city, okay, and on our y we have the count of customers, okay, and that's what we have here. So we can see 3. So if I even come in and reset this, everything comes back to the way it was, and you can see, okay, we have so you can see since this is filtering per states, okay, per city, you can see it has splitted them per city. This is total number of customers you have, okay, and this total number of ratings, overall ratings you have, ratings for services, and ratings for food. Okay, so each of them that you select, you see exactly what you have put into whatever variable you are adding into it, you'd see it. So now, like every bar chart, or every column chart, you also have spaces for legends. Most visual charts have legends. Okay, so Power BI 2 is not an exception. It will give you room, okay, for you to add your legends, even though okay, depends on what you're also trying to see. Your legend just gives you another level of clarity with whatever it is that you're doing. Okay, so let's add a legend to see. I don't want, because most my okay, I know the legends. Excuse me. Yeah. No, I don't want that. That's not, I want something that we can easily relate to it. Okay. Yeah, this is better. Okay. So now, when you add your legends, okay, Power BI, once you just drag and drop, all I just did was click. And you can also drag and drop. Let me remove it and show you what I'm saying. You can just pick this and bring it to legends, and it will just accept it. So we can see that this particular variable, the legend here is no. So everybody in this city, okay, they are non-smokers. Everybody here, okay, they are the smokers. And this particular city, they only have smokers. They don't have non-smokers. But we can see one here that is yellow, that is blue. Okay, we have the purple and we have the orange, but then we have a blue. Okay, we have a blue. This shows you that there are going to be some. This actually tells you that there's an error in the data set because we're expecting to have just two values. Is it that you smoke or you don't smoke? You can't be in between. Is that you're going to stay in the smoker section or not stay? So that means this is most likely blank values or wrong information. So this also gives you an idea to go back to your table and have a look at it. Okay, which people, the smoking and non-smoking column, what do I have blank values there? Okay, and you treat it. Either I look for more information or you find a way to get rid of that data. So, but at least you can see how the legend works. Okay, so that's how legends work. Basically, you just drag and drop, pick the right value for your legend. There are some legends here that if I let me remove this one, I was just trying to bring legends that at least would. Okay, so I also remember that legends doesn't have to be. It should be wrong for you to have a legend for something like cuisines. Yeah, let's come to cuisines. Can we see this? Okay, your visuals are supposed to be presentable. So if you're using something like cuisines for your legend, we have like how many cuisines we have here? Maybe like over 50 or so, or if not more. Okay, you can see you cannot even make any sense of the data. That would be wrong. So always remember that when you're trying to create a legend for your charts, any of your visualizations, you should create them. You should create them with values that aren't bogus. Okay. Another visual I'd like us to touch today. Let me reduce this. Okay. So we have the pie chart and the donut chart. They're actually the same thing. They are just they just look different actually. They do the same, they have the same function. So you either pick to use a pie chart or you are going to use a donut chart. Either one would give you the same figure. So let's say we want to know. So let's say we want to know the percentages. Okay, let's even use states. Okay, we want to see customer percentage per state. Or customers per let's do customer percentage per state. Just click it. Power BI will select the one you want, and then click your customers. Okay, so sometimes if you click, it might just take you to an undesired field. So all you just need to do is just drag it back to where you want it. You want it to be in the values where it gives us a count. So let's expand this. Let me reduce this visual. Let me even just drop this. Okay. So here's our pie chart. Okay. Now per state. There are 3 states in our data set, as we can see, and we can see the percentages. They even give us the count, okay, and the percentage. So San Luis has the highest, okay, which is 62%. Morelos has 19.5%, and then we have the final one that has 18%, and then it also gives you the number, the numbers, that it also give you the count. Okay. So let's say we want to see percentage of how many customers we have that are married. Marital status, the customer. Okay. Just like what we had earlier with the donut chart, you can see the power, the pie chart is giving us the same thing, letting us know the singles, okay, the married. And then this could be people that are undecided. Maybe they chose not to disclose their information, or you have missing values. But this tells you that there's probably a missing value, because Power BI has seen it, and it will just give it to you as a blank value because you can find it there. But we can see the percentage. It will give you the percentage, and it will give you the count also, okay? So this is just as easy as this to actually work with visuals in Power BI. So the last thing we'll do today, let's wrap up in the next 5 minutes, is let's add a little bit of touch to this our report. Let's make it look like a report, and it's something, because the end product of your work as a data analyst is your visualization, and your visualization must be very attractive and catchy. No matter how good you are as a data analyst, if your visualizations aren't catchy, no matter how much effort you put in it, it's even enough reason for it to be dismissed. But when you come with powerful visuals, okay, it even makes your work easy for people to accept, and your work will be actually much more appreciated. So let's just do something small, and let me just show you how you can do a little bit of edits around this. Okay, so let's start with this first one. Let's just change the position, okay, of all of them. Let's make this one same size. You can see Power BI has this size alignment tool in it, auto. So what basically this red line here is saying is trying to align all these visuals to be on the same level, okay? So that's what I'm trying to do. So this one I need to put somewhere else that it doesn't disturb. So we have this. So one of the things you can do now is that on the visualization plane, you have format your visual, okay? So here is where you can do all your fancy work, okay? Do it to your taste, okay? So if you have an idea of a little bit of design, which is you're actually going to need, you just come here and create all your edits. So now, the first one, now let's work on the legend. Okay, where do we want the legend to be? Right now, it's right-centered, but there are other options, okay? Do you want the legend to be top right, top center, okay? So, okay, just for this, let's make it top center. You can see our legend has moved, that's adjusted, top center. Text, what text formats do you want for it? Okay, so let's just play around. Let's pick Comic Sans. See, it changes. What text size do you want? It's on size 10 right now. You can choose to either increase or decrease it. Okay, I don't think that's looking nice. So, okay, you can choose a color. Let's pick. You can also come to custom colors. So you just select a variety of colors. Okay, but just to show you how that works, I'm moving back to black. Okay, so you have it as black. Okay, so you can either choose to want the title of your legend to be on or off. This toggle bar does that for you. You want the title of your legend to be on or off, depending on how you want your visuals to look. But just for this example, let's leave it off. Okay. Now slices. Now these slices are this your slices in between, inside your pie chart. What colors do you want them to be? So let's pick colors. Let's pick colors. Let's create our undecided one to be gray. Okay. Now, data labels. What do you want to see? How do you want this your data? How do you want to present them? Okay. What do you want? Do you want them to be inside? You want them to be outside? Right now, they are outside. If you want it to be inside, you select inside and you can see. Power BI automatically just brings them inside for you. You want them to be profile outside, it just stays like that. If you want it to be inside, try to be inside, it's just pick a particular one. So for this, let's just leave it at inside. Also, Power BI will ask you, all options you have is, what do you want to show? Do you just want to show the data value, the category, okay, married or single, straight up, okay? Do you want to show the data value, okay, to just show you the count, okay? Do you just want to show percentage of total? You can see we have percentage of total here. Do you want to see category and data value? That is, you want to see okay, so I'm married, okay, 10, single, 124. Do you want to see category and percentage total? Do you want to see so these are all the options you have, depends on what you want. So, but just for this, let's pick. We already have something telling us what we already have a legend showing us what we want to see. So we can just say, let's put it inside. Okay, you can do that. So for your values also, you can select what you want to customize. Okay, so let's pick Comic Sans also for the values, what the font value, what we want it to be. Let's pick size 9. Let's keep background at auto. Let's just leave this as it is. Let's just change that. So yeah, rotation, depending on what you want to be up or what you want to be down. So you can just select it from here. You can see it just rotates. Basically, that's what it does. It just rotates your pie chart to what level it is you want. Let's come to general. Okay, so general, let's just come to our title. So you need to find a title for your chart for it to make sense. We already have all these charts here, but we need them to make sense. Someone just comes and sees count of customer ID by marital status and is like, what is this? Okay, so let's find a suitable title for this chart. So let's give it so let's say percentage of married customers. Or no, let's say marital status of customers. Yeah, let's do that. Hello. Okay. Hello, is anyone asking a question? So just like what we had earlier, we can also change font character. You can reduce the font size or increase it. You can make it bold or italics, underlined. You can do all of that. So, but let's just leave it at bold because it's a header. You don't need to underline it. You can choose a background color for it. So let's pick, you can choose a text color also. So let's come here, let's pick white. And then let's give it a background color of, let's say black. So let us use black. Let's find the color that is reasonably suitable. Yeah. Okay, that's better. You can also choose your alignment. So let's keep the alignment centered. Okay. Effects. Yeah, you can add a background to it, a background color. So if you pick, let's pick 10% white. So we have added the background color to it. You can reduce, you can increase the transparency for it. If you want to have a border, you can create a border. Okay, and you choose the thickness of your border. Your border has already been created. So if you want the borders to be what color you want your border to be, don't let us make the borders. Okay. Then you can also, if you want it to have like rounded edges, okay, you can also add a shadow, but we might not necessarily need that. Okay. So basically, just playing around it. Okay, we already have this. Okay, which is different from this. So we have a cool header. We've created our legends, and we have the structure here now. So which is looking better. So just to quickly reiterate, we just created we just designed this visual, at least to make it look much more presentable. So if you choose to, you can create different designs for each and every one of them, but just to save our time, you can actually also just copy a particular format and paste. So you can see that's taking everything we've actually added here to this one. So all you just need to do is what we're just going to do now is just change the header. Okay, so we come here and change this title. Okay, so this is
Sorry, sir. Can you please do the copy and paste again, please?
Okay. So what you do is you select the visual that you want to take the properties from. You can see this button here called Format Painter. You click it and you bring it to the new visual you are trying to work on and just tap it. And you have the properties moved from one to another rather than trying to set the same property for everything. It just brings properties and brings it here. So sometimes you might not change everything. So for example, now you can see it didn't take the colors, but it took the major properties which we need. It took the font type, it adjusted, it took our legends from here that brought them up here. And the values now is only showing us percentage. So, but let's go ahead and edit it. Let's first change this header. Okay, so let's say customers per state. Okay, so let's go back to the visuals. Okay, so we say customers per state, right? Let's not have percentage here. Let us have it in numbers. So right now what we have here is percentage of total. So but let's just have the data value itself. So you can see it just gives us the number. Okay, you can do that. So let's adjust this one. Let's also adjust this one because I think this one is not the same with them. Okay, so let's come here, pick this, give us this. Same thing. See, I'm just taking the major properties, and so you're just need to just edit the little ones you want to edit. Fine. So for here now we have count of customers. That actually doesn't make any sense. So you can just double click inside here. Okay, and edit. Let's just name it. Let's just give it number of customers. Okay, we have city. I think we're okay with city, right? So now we can still go deep inside to edit. Okay, now we have number of customers, we have cities. So what do we want to see on our x-axis here? Okay, are we okay with? We're trying to use we're trying to create a coherent chart. So let's stick with the same fonts. Okay, let's change this color to black so it's much more visible. Okay, I think that's about it. Okay, that's it. So on our y-axis, okay, so our y-axis is actually starting from 0. It's on auto, but starting from 0. But sometimes it's always advisable for us to just keep reminding Power BI to start from 0. So you can see that's changed. When it was on auto, it's just pick a part. What happens when you put on auto is that it picks the lowest value you have to plot bar charts, any of your charts, even if it's a line chart. But when you specify that you want it to start from 0, it will adjust and pick 0, because even if 0 is not the lowest you have, to pick 0 for you and then start from there. So we're picking 0 now. We want it to start from 0. Then let's change this to Comic Sans. So at least we have it all uniform. So yeah, you can see these grid lines here now. Let's make the grid lines a bit more visible. Let's make them white. I don't think white is that visible. So we can still increase their grayness. It's just aesthetics. It's not necessarily compulsory. Okay, it's just aesthetics. I'm just showing you what it is you can do. Also you can see our columns here are just all blue. So, but we can choose to say, okay, let's give each state. Let's assume that each of the city has their own preferred colors. Okay, so let's give them 4 different colors. You can do that. So basically, what you do is just come here and say you want it to show all. Click that toggle and you see show all. Okay, then you now select the colors you want. So let's go to the custom color pane. Let's give this city red. Let's give this city, let's use this one. Let's give this city purple. No, just I think we're using purple to use. Let's use this one. Yeah, and then let's give this city, let's give one of them green. Just because we can. So you can see, okay, the visual is now looking much more appealing than just that plain visual we had earlier.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anyone that has a question?
No, I said the visual is looking appealing.
Okay.
That's the word.
So now, these are our table. Okay. So this table now, just like what we've been doing, we're just going to edit we're going to work on this table also. So let's come here and change some things. We can actually do that. I don't want to use this particular background because tables are editing tables, creating visual for the table. Sometimes it's kind of tricky. It's just scatter the whole lines. So, but don't let us do too much. Let's come to column headers. Yeah. So let's change this to Comic Sans. Okay. We have that as Comic Sans. Let's reduce so that at least we're able to accommodate more. Yeah, we can do that. So let's reduce this to 9. Let's bring this to white. Then let's pick this. This part. Come in. I want to be sure that I'm picking the right color. So come back here. So I want to pick this color I want to pick. So we can make this bold. We can adjust this here. So we have more space to accommodate so that we don't have to constantly drag in. This is new. Okay. Okay, let's just, it's a table. So now you can either choose to toggle off or toggle on your total. Okay, that's just something else. Okay, the values also. Let's change this to Comic Sans and reduce the values to the lowest to 8. I think 8 is okay. Yeah, so at least it looks a bit more catching the eye. Okay, let's just leave the text values as this. So totals, now these totals you can see here. Okay, you might want it, you might not. For example, now age is a number, so automatically Power BI will sum up all. So this is the total age of all the customers in this survey. Okay, you might not want to see it like, okay, it's not doing anything for you. So basically, you can just toggle it off, and you don't have total again. We don't actually need the total, so you can see there's no total. This is already showing. So let's come here, click our format painter on our card. Okay, something else we're supposed to do in this table, in this table that we have not done. Let me come in. There are some things, okay? So for example, I have customer ID, okay? For example, this is customer underscore ID. So you can just make a customer ID. So just come to the columns section here, like I did earlier. Just double click. Sum of age of customer, sum of age. That's wrong also. So what we just want to know is just their age. Okay. This person is smoker. This is still okay. This is transportation method. You can change this and just turn it to, let's say, mode of transport. Okay, something like that. Okay. Preferred cuisine. Okay, we have preferred underscore cuisine here. Don't want that. Name. This is just name. The name of what? Okay. So we'll just make this okay, restaurant name. This is over, but this was just supposed to be overall rating. It's also like sum of rating overall. So it's part of things you need to just do. Same thing here. Sum of okay. So you can see we've adjusted this, so we can even still move. See now the table actually looks much more meaningful. You can look at this table now and see each column and know exactly what you're trying to get. Okay. Likewise here. Okay. So now this is just the number of customers we have. What is written here is count of customers. So just come here again and double click and say number of customers. Okay. Now we can change this. This is looking to so let's come here. Okay, we can leave this ones. Okay, let's make the value right. Yep. Category label. Let's make category label customs. Let's make it black. Okay. Then, so coming back here. Okay. Let's find a suitable background. Just suitable background. Let me put a color. Color isn't it? Still colors. Yeah, okay. This one. Let me reduce transparency. This one. So let's adjust this so that it looks smart. Yep. Okay. So we have this here already. Number of customers. Okay. You can come here also. Okay. From here. Format to this. No job. Need to pick this format. Yeah. So you have to do so much work. Let's just change this one. No, I want the text to be white and the background. Okay. Let me see if we have anything inside of this change. Okay. We can just add, okay. Let's come to background effects. Color of the background. This. Okay, so this is what our report looks like right now. It's not much, but at least you have something to work with. So that's all for today. I'm open to questions. Let's just have questions for like 5 minutes before we call it a day. So
You have a question.
Okay.
Perhaps we're giving something like this, like some they say, okay, how does the maybe number of preferred cuisine change over time? Do we now any question given to us? Do we create a mini chart, a mini bar chart, or a mini pie chart?
So whatever question you are being asked, okay, it's now up to you to pick the best visual you are going to use. So if they're asking you that, what cuisine, how does the cuisines, preference of
Yes, how does it change over time? Yes.
Over time. So the person is expecting to see
with the
a trend.
customers.
That's what the person is expecting to see a trend. So what you're expecting to show is you're going to have, for example, I don't think anything on this our data right now has anything to do with dates. There's nothing about dates here. So that means your data is supposed to have something that has to do with dates. Am I right? Because you said over time. So what time are we measuring? Are we saying over a week, over a month, over a quarter, or over a year or half a year? Do you understand? Or even in the last 10 years, that's a trend over time. So that means your data is supposed to have a date column. One of them should have something that has to do with time and date.
Okay,
do you understand?
Yeah.
So
okay,
now
yes.
that will now infer the type of visual you are going to use. You can, most times when you're talking about trends, okay, this is one of the most popular. That's line charts. Okay. You use line charts to monitor trends. It will show you the upflows and downflows. Sometimes depends on who you are presenting to and what it is that you guys are talking about. You can also use a bar chart to represent your trends. Do you understand? If at a particular month it's high, it's low, your bar chart also show you. So it depends. Your data, you cannot be asked, for example, someone now telling us now with this data set we have now that show us customer ratings over in the last 3 months. Where are we supposed to get that data from? This data set. We don't have anything else to do with time here. No dates, no nothing. So that would be unfair.
Okay.
You understand? That would not even just be unfair. It's impossible. You definitely tell the person that the data being provided to me right now doesn't have anything that has to do with this variable. So that means you need more data. They should provide the data, a data set that gives you something around what you want. So, but if you are looking for something over time, you are going to be the one as a data analyst to choose that, okay, am I going to use a bar chart? Am I going to use a clustered, vertical cluster chart? Am I going to use a line chart? Do you get to show your trend?
Yes.
If you want to see percentages, okay, it's always better for you to use percentages with pie charts or donut charts. Okay, it's not that you cannot do it with your bar charts also, okay, or even your line charts, but best representation is usually with either of these two. Okay, you are going to also have to understand the best to use to display whatever analysis you are trying to do. So that's it. Are we clear?
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Any other question?
Yes. Thank you so much for the class, sir. So I want to clarify now or confirm this filter. How we filter? You did some just to narrow down what we are the variables we are dealing with. So, but in the visuals now to now visualize what has been filtered. So if you now keep changing the variables, I think it will be affecting the result we see on the either the bar chart or the pie
Definitely,
chart.
it will. So, right now, what we have right here, right now, hold on, okay? Here now, we are showing all the data. You can see the filter pane here is showing all. Okay, if we select a particular one, let's see African dishes. Can you see what's different? Hello?
Yes.
You can see what's different. We only have one customer. okay, that's tried African dishes. He has gone to all these restaurants. Okay, the person is obviously single because you can see it's only one person that's married and their shoulders is single. Okay, this is the person's state. Okay, and this is the city the person is in. The filter breaks down, just like what it is, a filter. It breaks down your data set based on whatever variable you are selecting. So if we go to, let me see, I think there was one that we had. I'm looking, okay. Yeah, I think it was where we had multiple people. Okay, here now you can see we have 3 people. Okay, and I'm sure if we check, you see there are 3, they are all single. So your filter just helps you break down. So if you are submitting your report now, you don't have to go through, they say they want to see all the people that are, the customers that their preferred cuisine, they went to the bar. Okay, you now have to create a visual separate for just people that went to the bar. They want to see the people that tried African dishes. No, your filter solves all that problem for you. All the person needs to do is just come to the filter and they'll see all the results as you have laid it down. So it will change. That's the essence of the filter. The filter is there to help you break down your analysis. Once you have set all your analysis, the filter now helps to further break down. So you don't have to start going one after the other. You can even create filter for states. Okay, filter for city, and leave all these charts alone. So that once you click on the city, you see everybody. Okay, let me just quickly do that for you now. Let me reduce this. Okay. Let me come to where is this? So let's do states. Let's see, drop down. Okay, let's just reduce this. So remember, it's a global filter. So anything you bring, it will even filter the other filter itself. So, but don't worry, we'll talk about how to stop that. So let me remove all the functions on this filter. Let me remove this. So now we are back to our default setting. So let's see what happens per state. Okay, we have 86 people in these states. These are all their profiles from everything we have selected. Okay, this person is in this state, customer 1, customer 2. You can see non-smoker. Okay, they came by public means of transport. These are their preferred cuisines. Okay, this person, these are the restaurants they've gone. Okay, see this family cuisine. Most likely will have married people in this city. Okay, you understand? And you can see the rating. So basically your filter helps you. If you change anything, if you select anything on your filter, it will actually change the whole report for you. It's giving you a breakdown of what you are expected to see in your report. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, but what you now mentioned, data mentioned, you said you still talk about how to stop it. So in case you are trying to generate maybe like 4 different types of reports, maybe one for city, one for, so that you have done city, then you want to do the second one, then it's already changing the value for city that you thought you've done. But you said you teach us how to stop.
Okay, so you want to be able to filter for city. Yes, there's a way you can actually tell Power BI that you only want it to filter a particular visual, and it will do it for you. On this, don't worry, when we get there, we'll talk about it.
Okay,
Move.
Thank you.
So let's have one more question before we call it a day.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Okay, my question is after the creation of this visual, how can we make its presentation or probably make it printable or move it to another package, probably like Microsoft Word or Excel for presentation?
Okay, don't worry. Well, we'll get to when we start talking about publishing. We'll talk about that, how to export your data from Power BI elsewhere. So don't worry, we're still going to get there. Okay, so we're taking it one at a time. So when we get to publishing, we'll talk about how to move it from Power BI desktop either to the cloud or take it to PowerPoint or wherever it's other places you need to take it to. So don't worry. So that'll be the end of today's class. Now I think everybody has the data sets, the one we're working with. So I'd like us to just create a simple report, okay? A simple report. Any metrics that comes, any analysis that comes to your head, we're not being specific, okay? Once you are done with the analysis, take a screenshot, okay, of what you have done, okay? On your system, if you are using a Windows system, I think you look for a button called print screen. It's most likely spelled as PRTSC. Just click it, open Paint, paste it there, and share it with us on Slack, okay? So just create a simple, very simple, make it look just as presentable as possible. Add your filters, you don't necessarily have to do what I did here. There are a whole lot of visuals you can just play with, okay? There are a whole lot of visuals you can play with, so just have a look at it and then just share it on Slack and let's see how much everybody has gained, okay? All right, thank you all for coming. See you guys next week, Saturday. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
That's a good question.